Hey guys, welcome back to Vinceville Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Sideshow Collectibles Miss Marvel statue that somebody asked me to take the cloth off and resculpt the outfit and then give her a whole repaint. He also wanted a new base sculpted for her, and he wanted a head base for the exclusive head. So it was a little bit of a mix and match of a bunch of stuff together, but I think it worked out pretty good. This statue, I did own this back in the day too, and I loved it. I always wanted to take the cloth off myself, but when I had her and I was kind of ready to start thinking about that, I lost my job, so I sold mine off. But at least now I finally had a chance to take the cloth off. And I have to say, the statue is phenomenal with the cloth off. There's a lot of muscles and a lot of just, it really looks great without the cloth. Because some of the stuff is a little bit torn in certain areas, so you kind of lose some of the sculpt. But I think in the end it worked out pretty good, and I really like it now. I think it just stands out a lot more. I also sculpted the sash on her too because he didn't like the cloth sash. Now, one of the main reasons I would think he wanted to do this was, I'll show you in the outfit, it's all cut up. But as you can see, this is kind of cracking on the symbol. So I think what happened was, of course it's cracking more now because I had to rip it off, but it was cracking in like some spots like right there. And I think after that it's kind of like, it just starts cracking. It doesn't look good at all, especially on your shelf. So he wanted the symbol 2 to be the bigger version, where it goes across like her chest and her lower body too and stuff. So we kind of ran with that. So we're getting a little bit closer. We'll break it all down, but it's a really great sculpt now that the cloth's off. I like it a lot. So as you can see from the side too, I just like it. Just really just pops now. So what I did was took off the outfit, then we just started sculpting on the new outfit, then we did the symbol, and then we added the sash. So the sash, he wanted a specific look, so he sent me a couple pictures, and this is what we came up with. Some little tidbits that I added was a seam line around her butt, but then there's also like a little bit of a seam line here, which this would probably be the zipper, I would think, you know. So I ran with that. As far as the sash, I just had some fun with it, doing a lot of just different waves on it, just making it look really flowing. So that was a lot of fun. So I didn't have to change the boots or gloves. That was all fine. And of course for the face, just kept it as is. Didn't really tweak out that head at all. But for the exclusive head, we'll pop this one off and we'll put this one up here. I did change up the hair for him a little bit, only because there was a huge gap over here, and then over in here is a weird, it just seemed like a little bit more. And also she had that one little piece coming here. The problem was, is doing the resculpting, that piece would hit this, and then it would kind of, it would seem like it might be an issue. So we just popped it out. And I think what he let me do is my free reign. I added some bangs to her, so I think the hair on the EX looks a little bit more fun now because I added some of these bangs over here. So he thinks he likes it a lot more now compared to the way it was. So just some tweaks here and there. And then as for the base, it was something new on this base. So he wanted me to kind of mimic the She-Hulk premium format from Sideshow, where her feet are, you know, bashed in and things cracking. So we kind of mimicked that a little bit, but I kind of did my own take on it. So this was a little bit different how I sculpted this. I created a foam core block, you know, box, hot glued all the edges, and then I poured resin in there, and I got myself a nice, just flat base. And then from there, what I started doing is I had Aves that I don't use sometimes, and I roll it out and I let it cure flat, and then I broke up those Ave pieces and I kind of brought them up like she cracked it with her feet. So I think it was a little bit of fun. And then once all that was done, I dremeled out all around the edges of it, so it looks like, you know, it's a piece of land coming up. So you get to see the dirt underneath a little bit, but I think it worked out pretty good. I'll also show you what I did to the bottom of the base as well. So we'll take this off so this way we don't hit that. So on the bottom of the base, what I did is I cut out this big piece of foam and sticker, and I put that on there and I signed it. So now this piece is really won't, you know, scratch up your shelf or anything like that. So that worked out pretty good for there. And then we'll go on to the little bit of the head base. So he wanted a head base for this Miss Marvel, and it's a one-of-a-kind head base. So what I did was I sculpted out the torso, and then I added the little bottom of the base there. Now there was a problem where these head keys were not fitting up completely great. They just weren't really working all that perfectly, but I did as best as I could where each head goes in there without hitting anything. He says he's probably going to have the regular head exclusive, the regular head, this head displayed most of the time. But at least now he's got this up there as well. We didn't add any of red sash or anything onto the bottom of the base for the head base because I think it would have been a little too much. Maybe he could take the cloth sash that came with the statue and wrap it around if he wants to. I don't know. So we'll go on to the paint. Of course, Garage Kit Flesh Tones. For the hairs, he wanted more of a natural blonde hair. He didn't want that bright yellow that I've done on some other statues, and then it came with the statue. So what I did is I got a couple pictures of, like natural blonde looking females and some artwork too, and I tried to mimic those colors a little bit. So I think I came up with a nice little formula where the hair kind of isn't like a bright yellow, but it's more of a natural yellow. So I think I might try to use this little bit formula more often on stuff. It's not like a platinum blonde, but it's not like a yellow blonde. It's kind of more natural. And I did it with this head as well, as you can see. And then as for the outfit, it may be hard to see in the camera, but the outfit is a flat black with a misting of a pearl, just a light misting, and then I gloss coated the item, really glossy, and then I flattened that down with a flat top coat. So it's got like, it's not really like a latex feel, but it's not really like, a flat outfit. It's got a kind of like, in person, when you look at it, it feels like it's kind of like a superhero type of fabric almost with that pearl hint to it. In a way, it's kind of like a satin look now. So that worked out pretty good. Now, I wasn't sure what he wanted to do with the symbol. At first, he asked me to do like a outclad chrome, but then I told him it would look like a mirror shine. He didn't like that, so we went with the pearlized yellow, and I think that worked out perfect for the outfit. It really pops, and it was pretty much what the artwork he sent me, and I kind of followed that. And of course, for the sash, it's a red with an interference red on it, and then I flattened it after I gloss coated it, so it feels more of like a silky sash on her rather than just like a bright red sash. It kind of feels a little bit more fabricy that's got some silk to it. And that's pretty much straightforward to the statue. I mean, it worked out pretty good. I had a lot of fun working on this. I mean, I think the sculpt is beautiful, and like I always say, I don't mind fabric on statues for specific things. A sash fabric, okay. A cape fabric, alright. But I think when you hide the sculpt, to me personally, I just don't like it, and I think you just really miss out on this. All the sculptors, just the anatomy. Because I know a lot of people say, well, when fabric will stretch like that, but you're looking at such a small item that you lose a lot, and it almost feels like it's kind of like bubbled around her. But that's pretty much what I did. Like, I added a little bit of wrinkles to her, not much. I added wrinkles like to the under boob. You could kind of see around there. We really didn't add any other wrinkles because she is kind of like, at attention straight up, so really didn't have to add that much. But I think it worked out pretty good. So that is Miss Marvel Sideshow Collectibles Custom. Hopefully you guys liked the way she came out. A lot of fun. And I finally had a chance to actually work on this statue with the cloth off. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.